Okay, so what I wanted to talk about today is a way to mess around with the projectile speed in-game, not in like the match settings. So if we kind of look down here, this is my control group of arrows, and you can see they're just kind of shooting the regular pace. They're going straight. They're neither faster nor slower. I haven't modified them in any way. This is how they normally shoot. So if we take a look up here, we can see that we have some going kind of slower in a they've got a little bit of an angle to them. They're in a little bit of a diagonal pattern. So the way that you do this is you need a black hole, a moving platform, and an arrow. So the way you see, it's kind of breaking now. There's a pattern to it. So what you want to do is, if you're on normal speed with the arrows, you want to space the arrow 1 block away from the black hole, and you want to put it on a moving platform, and the moving platform has to be moving in the opposite direction that the arrow is shooting. You see, it's moving in the opposite direction this way. The arrow is shooting to the right, and combine that with a black hole 1 block away, it creates this kind of weird, I don't know, phenomenon. If you've set the arrow speed to faster in your match settings, you need to have a space of not 1 block away, but 0 blocks away. And if you set the projectile speed to slower, you need 2 blocks away instead of 1. So maybe that's confusing, but this is also consistent across all moving objects. So here's the tire thing, here's this one, here's this one, here's this one, and here's this one. I haven't set them up yet because it would just be absolute chaos and harder to describe when there's just arrows going every which way. This way I think it's easier to focus on that one specifically going over there, but I'm going to set these up really quick with an arrow in just about a second. So if we take a look here, I'm going to move this controller over here while I do that. You can see I'm standing on the other projectiles. So the hockey puck projectile is not affected by black holes, so I could not get it to work with that. Maybe someone can, I could not. The cannonball launcher I also couldn't get to work. I think it's because its projectile is slower and there's an angle to it. I could not get that to work either. With the paper airplanes, something kind of interesting did happen, but I could not get that to work either. So as far as I know, this kind of projectile movement manipulation is only available with arrows, but it can be any speed of arrows, whatever. I'm gonna go ahead and set up the rest of my whatever contraptions here really quick. So I'm just gonna add an arrow in every single one of them, and you can kind of see this one especially. You see this platform is moving to the right, the arrow will be shooting to the left. These ones are harder to see because it doesn't show you which direction they're rotating, but that's about it. So now that those are all gone, I'm gonna go ahead and finish it off with this controller. It's a little bit boring, feel free to fast forward. This is just to show that it is, what is that called? Consistent across all moving platforms. So once again, control group, that's about the speed the arrow should be going. Here's our this one, and here's all our other ones. And you'll see that it's pretty hard to do because it only happens when the platforms are moving in the opposite direction of the arrows, so it's just going to be complete chaos. You see, they break if they're moving in the same direction. Once it starts moving in the opposite direction, that's when the slow, weird arrows happen. So you can kind of see, yeah, just a whole lot of weirdness. Hopefully someone can find something cool to do with this, or maybe something to add to this, or can manipulate the other projectiles in the game. But otherwise, that's really all I have to say, and thanks for watching.